Okay, so today we're going to be talking about ActiveCampaign's global variables feature. Now, this feature you'll find under campaigns and then manage variables. And essentially what this is it's a global personalization tag that you can add to all your emails. And no matter who the contact is, no matter when the email is sent, it's always going to show whatever data we have for that particular field. Now, a couple of cases that you might want to use this are for your logo or your email signature, or maybe even an offer in an email. So often most companies are going to change their logo probably once a year, that sort of thing. The signature, you might change position at your company, or you might rebrand your company, something like that. That might happen every 6 months or 12 months, and you want to update your signature, maybe a different phone number, different email address, etc. Rather than updating or having to update hundreds of emails in ActiveCampaign in your automations or your scheduled campaigns that you've got to go out, rather than having to manually update them all individually, you can use a global variable and then just update the variable one time. And whenever you update the variable, it's going to change that variable on all future emails that get sent that are using that variable. So let's have a look at a couple of these examples. So let's have a look. This is a logo variable. And for instance, we're using the ActiveCampaign logo here as an example. What you could do is, when this logo personalization tag is displayed in an email, wherever that is, it's going to load up this logo. And that's great, because rather than having to change the logo on 100 emails every year, you just have to change the image here. Now, unfortunately, this editor that they have here, it's very basic, and I think it's because the global variables feature, just most people don't use it, not many people know about it, and it's really built kind of more for an advanced user anyway. So you're not going to see any sort of add of an image block here. Like, actually, there's one there. So you can add, sorry, I didn't think they had one. So you can add an image using that block, or you could just use a code editor to add the image, which is what I was going to show you. Essentially, it's image src and then whatever the image address is, and then a few other details there. So we've basically added the image, and then we've centered the image, so it's always going to show as centered on the actual email. Now, you might also want to add to the image a title of the image, and maybe a link to the image as well. You can do that in the code editor side, and you can Google image HTML tag, and that will bring up what code you have to use for adding that to the image. So that's a logo. You can see here that we can also select what list it's used for. That's really just for when you're sending campaigns. For the automations, it's not going to make any difference, because automations, they're not filtered by lists for the most part. This here, we've got an email signature, and you can see for the signature, what we've done here is we've actually used a online signature building, free signature building system via HubSpot, and then we've just copied I'll take you to that address there. So if you go hubspot.com/email-signature-generator, that will bring you to this page. You could also Google HubSpot email signature, and then that will bring up this editor, and you can create your own email signature here for free. And at the very end, they give you a code that you can then copy, and you can then just paste that code into the code editor here, and it will show essentially as this on the page. You can adjust that code as you like as well. Now, wherever we put this code in the email, the signature personalization tag, it's going to render this in the email. So we can put this at the bottom of all of our emails, and it's just going to show all of this in place of that code. Now, you could do a similar thing with an offer. You could do a similar thing with, I don't know what other sort of message variables you might have, business addresses, etc. It's really a powerful feature once you start to use it, because it allows you to create global variables that you can just update by just changing one thing. And how we've used this for another client is that they have emails in multiple languages. They have emails in German, in French, in Italian, in English, and so they wanted to personalize their signature and their offer for each language. And we use conditional formatting in the actual email itself to change the change the email content language. But for things like the signature, where that was pretty much the same for all the emails, we used a global variable tag and then converted or translated that signature into the different languages. And because it was in a different language, it was actually a different country, and so there's different signatures for different countries as well. But we actually just used the one signature tag, and then we used conditional content to then change how the signature displayed for the user. So if I had the Italian tag, then would show this signature, and if I had the German tag, would show this signature. So you can do that inside the variables as well. So that's a little bit about global variables, how to add them to your emails. It's exactly the same as adding any other personalization tag, except these aren't going to show up in your personalization tag. So you're going to have to go from here, go to a campaign, and I've got a test campaign here. I'll just continue editing that. And rather than just having, say, a logo up the top, you can just add that personalization tag, and then when that renders or when that sends, it's going to pull that logo that you've got there, and because the logo is centered, it's going to show the logo centered here as well. And same thing for the signature, it's just going to push the signature here in the bottom. So we've got those tags there already, and to add them, you either just add them with a text block or with a HTML block, custom HTML, which is what I prefer to use, and then it will render correctly for your email. So that's the global variables for ActiveCampaign. If you want to find out more, then I look forward to seeing your comments below, but they're very easy to use once you get to know how to use them.
Hi, I'm Mitch Bayless, and if you're looking for someone to help you with your business automation, then click the button below to schedule your free call today. And if you found this video useful, remember to click like, and also subscribe to our channel for more videos.